Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots. I'm a useful idiot, and I would like to talk about congressional investment with defense contractors. This isn't any revelation or any big news. Everybody's aware that Congress invests heavily in the corporate sector and certainly in defense. And I want to put this in the context of the recent concern over insider trading of Congress. And I would purport that insider trading by Congress is a distraction. It's a drop in the bucket compared to what they can do just being involved in legislation and the possibilities of reaping rewards and making investments based on legislation, both before, during, and after the process. But that said, let's get down to the gruesome details. We have these are facts and figures from Open Secrets that are current as of 2006, generally. So that's 6 years ago. But I think all this holds up pretty true. The only thing that would change, of course, is that all these congressmen who have invested in defense contractors have probably reaped some rewards from all the expenditures by defense contractors and equipment used in wars all over the world now. So their investments are paying off, and I'm sure most of them have gotten very heavily involved in surveillance technology and drones and everything else. So I'm sure they're very, very vested in those interests as well. So anyway, we have over 151 congressional members who are invested with defense contractors, and they have a total of $195 million invested with major defense contractors. And these same defense contractors received more than $275 billion from the government in 2006. So this is a great symbiotic relationship with the defense contractors and our government. I'm going to give the list of the top defense contract investors and just let that speak for itself. It's an interesting array. We have Representative Rodney Frelinghuysen, a Republican from New Jersey, $49 million. Senator John Kerry, Democrat from Massachusetts, has $38 million invested. Representative John Carter, Republican from Texas, has $5 million invested. Representative Fred Upton, Republican from Michigan, has $8.4 million invested. Representative James Sensenbrenner, a Republican from Wisconsin, has $7.6 million invested. Representative Jane Harman, Democrat from California, has $6.3 million invested. And Representative Tom Patry, Republican from Wisconsin, has $5.8 million invested. So they're making pretty good money off of these investments, and it's a growth industry, so they really can't go wrong. Between 2004 and 2006, these congressmen received $15 to $62 million in income through dividends, capital gains, royalties, and interest. So not too bad to pad their fat congressional salaries and pension plans. And that'll go really well with the fat salaries and pension plans that they're all going to make as defense contractor lobbyists after they get out of Congress. Of course, pet peeve of mine, I had to look up what investments that Joe Lieberman, Lindsey Graham, and John McCain had, the three biggest warmongers in the entire United States. And I was surprised. Joseph Lieberman, who's the chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, only had $51,000 invested. Frankly, I couldn't find figures for John McCain or Lindsey Graham, but I'm sure they're in there. Of course, maybe they do it just because they love it. They love war, so they might just do it out of the love in their heart for war. In the first 3 months of 2009, the defense sector gave $2 million to candidates and political action committees. And here's a surprising fact, 57% going to Democrats. So even though the Republicans are traditionally known as the warmongers, here's another example that there really is no difference between Republicans and Republicans. Because here we have nearly 60% of defense contractor money going to Democrats. So, interesting fact. And in the 2008 election cycle, the defense contractors gave over $23 million to political campaigns and everything. So they're an active player in our election process. So Anyway, there's the gruesome details, and I just wanted to bring it up as the fact that insider trading is the least of our concerns. You want to talk about a conflict of interest. You have congressional members who are invested in defense contracting companies, so they have a vested interest in going to war over and over. And they don't mind where we go to war, when we go to war, how we go to war. They just want us to go to war because they reap profits. And it doesn't necessarily have to be even defense contracting companies. There's so many innocuous companies like McDonald's and Pepsi and Johnson & Johnson who would get subcontracted out to perform duties for the military in overseas campaigns. So they reap the rewards there as well indirectly. So everybody's part of the military-industrial complex now, so why would Congress be any different?